I only way I can describe it is she sounds like she's really scared. We're working on a documentary talking about all the funding pertaining to Black Lives Matter. Obviously, we know that Patrisse and a lot of the founders purchased $1 million homes in white neighborhoods.
See, she said they purchased her and the founders purchased $1 million homes
in white neighborhoods.
And then she said they also purchased
a Black Lives Matter property.
Right.
So that's this house that they're at in LA.
Purchased some individually.
She purchased them.
Yeah. Maybe I just take that as she purchased multiple.
See, I don't take it that way because why was she separated? Her and the founders all purchased $1 million homes in white neighborhoods and a Black Lives Matter.
So property. It's 6 properties total. Hold on.
To me, it sounds like they each individually bought them a new house and wherever, and they purchased the Black Lives Matter property. Because why wouldn't you say they purchased 6 properties for Black Lives Matters?
Maybe they purchased those other 5 first, and this is the one that's like, all right, the tip of the iceberg type of thing. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
This is the one that's coming into question because it's specifically for Black Lives Matter.
Right.
And she asked.
There you go.
She was asked, and the woman from Cullors, how you say her name?
Cullors.
So she was asked, has she ever had any personal events at this home? And she admitted that she had. So when she's at that property, is to, ask about these accusations about her using this Black Lives Matter home for her personal use that she admitted to.
Right, but that's why I don't know the way it sounds.
Talking about all the funding pertaining to Black Lives Matter. Obviously, we know that Patrisse and a lot of the founders purchased $1 million homes in white neighborhoods. They also purchased a Black Lives Matter property. So we went to the property and asked if there was anyone that we could.
That sounds
she made it seem like they
because it's the LA property. But so in that story,
well, they might have bought their homes with those huge salaries they were getting.
So look, in that story, it says Black Lives Matter raised $90 million.
Woo!
$90 million. The group still has an impressive $60 million fund, but questions have been raised over the group's finances after it was discovered they purchased $6 million, 6,500 square foot studio property. And that's the one that she's at. And that was also the one where this woman was asked, had you ever had anything personal there? And she said, yeah, I had an inauguration celebration for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Yes, I had a birthday party for my kid there. Perhaps I should not have done that. And all of this pressure is behind that.
Yeah, but that one, I don't know. Like, that sound like...
And we are here.
Dun, dun.
Episode 32. We getting them rocking. So who we got today? We got Lady D. She back.
Took her long enough.
We've been waiting.
It's the spring.
We've been waiting for you. And you know who's always here, Punk.
Yeah, we in the building. Lady D, how you feeling?
I feel good.
That's good.
You promised to be nice today?
No, I don't make promises. They made to be broken, so I don't want to do that to you. I'm going to try to be nice, though.
Okay, I'll take that.
Deuce, you good?
Of course. Yeah, I'm better now.
For sure.
Nice. I was down with the vids, y'all. They hit me with the vids. Finally caught me.
They feel like it's going to be another wave. They're asking people to get it together. I mean,
hopefully I caught it already.
Yeah, the number of cases who are getting it now is like the kind of the beginning.
We don't need that shit.
Yeah.
But we getting a little political on y'all today. We up in the ante a little bit. We getting a little mature up in here. Grown folks conversation. So we gonna start off with this first topic. Candace Owens pulls up on Black Lives Matter Patrisse Cullors, and she's saying that, where you spending this money? Why you spending all this money? Where is money going to? She pulled up on her. What we think about that, man?
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
She pulled up with that energy too. Like,
I just think that's insane. Like, if she was there representing herself in a press capacity, then she should have did the proper channels. Because if I'm in a gated community with a security guard shack at the gate screening who's coming through, and they're not letting you through because you're not an authorized guest, that's their job. That's not her right and freedom to go onto that private property and be like, give me an interview. Go through the proper channels.
Candace Owens tried to say she wasn't doing that. She said she just wanted to have a civil conversation.
So it was off the record, supposedly.
Until it got on Instagram.
Did she have a camera crew?
I don't know.
Did she pull up by herself?
Well, she had.
I thought
cameras.
I thought she had like a producer there or something.
I think she had another part of her member of her team, and I know they had cameras, and I know she was prepared to do an interview. Like, we want an on the spot interview about some stuff we had some questions about. Like, you're just gonna pull up. If I pulled up at your house today and say I got questions, punk, come out.
I'm gonna close the door. Who are you? Yeah, no.
I'm on your yard. Somehow. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, she probably went about it the wrong way. But the questions about the stuff those.
Yeah, let's get into it.
You think it's valid though?
Let's get into it. So let me ask this: is Black Lives Matter a scam?
No. And I think it's, historically, black organizations have gone through a level of scrutiny that has been unmatched to other or orgs that have worked in the same effort. So here we have an organization that generated 90 million at one point, currently 60 million by some reports. Now we need to see what's in their books. Now we need them to report to us. Why? Are we asking NAACP to break out their books? United Negro College Fund? Are we asking anybody else to break out their books? I'm just curious because we want them to. I was curious too.
I'm pretty sure they look into these other organizations' books.
I mean, I don't see nobody pulling up on anybody.
Maybe because you ain't see nothing shady. They might have looked and it wasn't nothing shady going on.
I'm sorry. I just think the level of scrutiny that's going at this group is to debunk the positive attributes that they have had in the movement of deadly force used against folks in the black community. At the end of the day, that's what it's about, shedding light. Why we lost in the sauce about what this woman is doing with the money, I don't know. I don't know.
Follow the money.
Matter.
Our president had a ton of his family in his cabinet or in and around him. Like, we're asking questions. So it's not like it's unheard. Nepotism is not unheard of, or using folks in your circle in that capacity. Okay, if she misused that money, the people that she has to answer to, I want her to answer to them. I appreciate the work that organization does in a positive effort. I'm not bringing down the scrutiny of, what are you doing? Count your pennies in front of me. Do you want to know about the money? Y'all want to know what?
Hell yeah, I want to know about the money. Because what are we using the money for? Is the money helping anybody? Or are they using this money to? I heard that they made a donation towards a LGBTQ type of thing or a trans type of thing. But what else have they done for, like, the black people? Because they're making money off the lives of black people, off the deaths of black people. So what's going on with the money? What is it going towards?
I feel like in some of the stories I saw,
$6 million mansion.
That too. I mean, real
in white
estate.
Neighborhoods.
They acquire real estate, but I feel like I saw some of the things that were called into question was money given to a family member who trickled that down to a community org. But it wasn't like $1 million. So obviously, however they are funneling that money out to smaller orgs. They're a larger org that apparently it's funneling it to smaller orgs, and maybe when somebody does like an audit of their funds, then that stuff can come out and show that they're not misusing this money. I just think we just jumping on their back super quick, like, she paying her daddy $900,000 or whatever it was.
I think it was the baby daddy. Baby daddy getting what at 900, around 900,000.
Like and
They shouldn't get nothing.
Did they say? Did they give us the titles of their jobs or no?
Yeah, it was on. It was
like
on
creative design, consulting, security services. But those are things that an organization like that would need. So if we saw security services $657,000 and it went to what's the big one? Securitas. We'd be okay with it. Oh, that's what that costs. But because it was her brother, now we need to lean in a little further. Now we need to assume that she's not doing the right thing with the money.
But come on, the 900,000 for creative design. I mean,
and where do you
that's a marketing budget for $1 billion.
Maybe she doing like holograms and the Dr. King. You know, I don't know.
Where's the Dr. King hologram? I need to see it. For $1 million, I better get a hologram for $1 million. Goddamn it!
I don't want to assume she misusing that money, and I don't want to look at it weird.
I don't want to either.
It's not about assuming.
I don't want to either.
It's okay to ask for proof.
Is it though?
Why not?
Who else are you asking for them to roll their budget out or roll how they're spending their money out?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't really care. If this supposed to be for us, about us, then why is that an issue? You want me to care about the other people organizations? Because I don't. Because them don't affect me.
The Black Lives Matter affects you?
It's supposed to, right? Ain't it supposed to be for us? You said they for us. They for, at the end of the day, it's about, so yeah.
So what is the return on investment you think you want from them?
What's wrong with wanting to see what they doing with the money?
I mean, nothing is wrong with it, but I just don't want to assume that they're doing the wrong thing. And I feel like we just get scrutinized to a different degree. I mean, a different degree.
It's okay for them to prove it, too.
Does BLM have responsibilities for black people or no?
In terms of, like, their charters for specifically what they are going to do with that money?
Well, no, their organization in general.
I'm not 100% sure. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never really dug into their organization that deeply. I know kind of what they are in an overarching sense, but they just get so much attention because of the public demonstrations that happened in the summer 2022. Looked violent. They looked anti-government. People were shouting, defund the police. Black Lives Matter kind of got looped into this lens of problematic groups that are, you know, causing civil discourse. So, you know, but the core issue was to bring attention to what mattered, which was the deadly force that was being used against black men.
And does buying properties, expensive properties, does that help with that? Is there a correlation? Please, I'm just trying to have it wrapped together.
I'm gonna say this.
Let's bring it all the way in. I'm just trying to bring it in.
I am not well versed in what foundations do, how they operate. I have a general understanding about that, so I can't scrutinize what they're doing because I didn't scrutinize them last year. I don't know how foundations work specifically. You know what I mean?
What he's asking is, how do we see that money?
Why do you assume that you're supposed to see their money?
If the organization is supposed to be for us, then why wouldn't we?
You want them to cut you a check?
No, I'm not saying seeing the money as in pay something. I'm saying, what are they doing to help these communities, these black men that it's supposed to affect? What are they doing?
Well,
if that's what it was for, if Black Lives Matter came about because of
George
this
Floyd
stuff going on against black men, and that money is supposed to aid in that stuff not happening or whatever the case, where are we seeing that at?
I feel like if they do an audit, then this is going to be the way for them to explain how those funds trickle down, because they actually started behind Trayvon Martin in Florida. So it was even before George Floyd, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we really weren't asking any questions then. Now it's just like, well, what are you doing for? Well, I guess it's a great time to get educated on Black Lives Matter, but why does it take a money scandal for us to lean into understanding them? Because they've been operating. They've been a social justice organization. They've been vocal on their issues, and nobody has really leaned into, well, what are the, until now, this issue of how much money because it blew my 90 million. Mm-hmm. Do you know what it takes to raise $1 million? 60 million current, like that's a lot of capital.
Yes, and that's why people are asking.
That's why people are asking. What are you doing with it to affect this community that you're supposed to be for?
Is any answer gonna be good enough?
Yes, there's plenty of answers that could be great.
They
would have to do it.
Buying a $6 million property in California ain't good enough.
So say
all of the founders buying $1 million properties in wherever, that ain't good enough. That's not helping nothing.
I just think the way they're framing the spending leads folks to be suspicious. I don't think I personally think that's what got attention, was acquiring the real estate. Now, what are they doing with it? How is it being used? They asked her, has she used it for her personal property? She admitted on 2 occasions she did.
If she admitted that, what else she been doing?
I guess all of it has to, but again, then she becomes beholden to her funders. Not
red
public.
Red flag.
Did you give $1,000 to Black Lives Matter?
No.
She becomes beholden to the people who did give money, not the people who expect this is what your money should have did for me.
But that's what it's supposed to be doing.
Who says what?
Says them.
Let me tell you something. If somebody says,
getting money for if a not person, to do nothing with
let me tell you, if a person says, I'm a wealthy person, I have to give out so much money a year to charitable organizations. I want to give $10,000 to Black Lives Matter because I see their efforts. I'm just going to give them the money. I'm not going to put rules on it, restrictions. I'm not going to tell you how to spend it. I'm going to give this to you for your general overall operational funding.
Right.
Then that means they spend that money however they need to keep Black Lives Matter going. And then we don't have to lean in and question, well, count up every penny and tell us how you spent that $10,000. Now, if somebody says, I'm going to give you $1 million, but I need these 3 things done. Then they have to
as an
answer
organization,
questions.
If your organization is for a cause and a purpose, the money should be going towards that cause and purpose.
Who says it's not?
We just want to see. You saying what you want to see, the return, that's the return you want to see.
So you want them to stand up and do like a shareholders meeting announcement of every penny they
these people looking into they spending finna figure it out. But that's the part you asking, what do they want? That's what is it going towards?
I just think it's unnecessary. I think it's another way to
that's like your kids saying, can I get some money to get something to eat? You give them the money and they come, oh, I'm hungry. You gonna want to know what they did with the money. Because they were supposed to eat, right? It was for a purpose, a cause, and they went and did something else. You ain't gonna want to know what they did with it.
But then what do? You
ask them what they did with it.
And then what? I misused it. Yes, I did mismanage it. I managed it. I was supposed to get a burger, and I got 2 bags of chips. Then what do? Shut the organization down, discredit everything they did? Because come on. They didn't do any good work. 6 properties. Now we need to lean into it, and they just mismanaging all this money. Come on.
6 properties at $6 million is how much?
I don't know what they doing with those properties.
I don't know what they doing with them. $6 million. Times 6 is how much?
I don't think they're all $6 million. I think the one in LA.
We don't know. So we got $6 million times 6 is how much?
There is an article that breaks them down.
Okay, but $6 million times 6 is what?
They're not all $6 million properties.
We don't know what they are.
Yes, I can pull them up, but I don't
What
want.
I know is 6 times 6 is 36.
They're not all $6 million
Out of that 60
properties.
million, 36 million of it is going on properties.
It don't matter if she spent 10 million. If she had a reason for the over operation of that organization, she is using the one in LA that they're all upset about for that organization. She hosted an official party there for Joe Biden
and kids' birthday parties
and Vice President Harris and her child. But she admitted to it.
So that make it okay.
So I guess 4 of the homes equal 3.2 million.
4,
Yeah.
not each 6. You trying to run that bill? You mad at him too?
I'm not really, but I would like to know where the money going.
Why? You
That's
just can't
supposed
receive
that's
the
supposed to go on a
benefit.
call. What benefit are you receiving?
Now let me ask you guys this before we go in circles here. Now, do you guys see this as a political play to break up the black vote?
It could be. Who knows?
No.
The government's sneaky.
Not the black vote. I just think it's a way.
Oh, you said to break up the black vote?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Just like not having us all on one accord.
I think it
We
feels
ain't all on one
familiar.
accord, no way. I don't even think that
Yeah.
that matters.
It feels
I don't think
familiar
that's needed.
to when other organizations got discredited who were, having real overall impact. It feels familiar to just see it go through this level of scrutiny. But I can say, a person who's worked with nonprofits before, they will give a nonprofit $1,000 and expect that nonprofit to the penny manage it exactly. And black organizations will mismanage it just outside the parameters. Not steal the money, just not kind of quite do it. I still bought a computer, but we put it in the classroom instead of the office. And people will go to jail behind that. They'll go to jail behind that. Some orgs, they just get discredited and have to close down. It's just familiar.
But was
Hopefully
it warranted
all
in
their affairs
those?
is in order.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, you got to keep all your I's dotted and all your T's crossed if you take that money.
All right. Good. What you got?
I was just
something?
gonna say, on the Black Lives Matter thing, we might as well touch on B. Simone and her Martin Luther King.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Nice. Oh, great segue. Great segue. Do we want to play that hysteria?
Please play.
Or?
Just play it first 'cause
Yeah.
before I play my mouth.
Oh man. So we got another black woman speaking on the dead, huh?
Ooh. Ooh.
We want to get to after they ask the question.
Luther King is the man that fought for freedom, or the fact that he was cheating on his wife? Jesus. I'm going to give you this example. He's a great father. He's a great businessman. He's a great CEO. He's an entrepreneur. He's such a boss. He's a boss. He's a boss. He's a great father. Look at him, that strong black man. Look at him being at his kid's game. But you're cheating on your wife. You're not a good husband. But he's great in all these other aspects. How are you a great leader, a great CEO, a great black man? You're not great. You're not great. God, you're not. That is triggering. Yeah. Well, I'm a good dad. You're not a good dad because you don't respect me. How the fuck you showing these kids you a good father and you don't respect their mother? You're not a great dad, my nigga. You're okay human.
She said an okay human.
An okay human. Okay. So that leads us into our question here. Can you be considered a great man if you cheat on your wife? Lady D, the floor is yours.
Okay. Yes, you can be considered a great man who has had extramarital affairs on your wife, especially if you and your wife have an understanding about that situation. Because I will say, if you are an individual who has a lot of money, a lot of celebrity, a lot of exposure. A lot of people are coming at you.
Saying women gonna be throwing themselves, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And some men. What are you talking about? Don't squint your face up like that. Okay? When you're a charismatic person, people gravitate to you and they love you. And it takes a strong man to be like, no, ladies. No, ladies. Get that out of here. No, that's a lot to ask. That's
So
a
it's
lot
okay
to
to cheat
ask. No,
in
I don't
those.
think. And I feel like she was like going in like this was her father.
She was.
But it's like he had a different level of trust because he was also a pastor, a reverend. So that also required us to hold him to a different level, but that's not going to negate anything that Dr. King did. And I will also say Coretta Scott King was the widow king to the day she went into the ground. So she honored him. She did not remarry. That was her man. That was the love of her life. So to hear a young woman like that go off on somebody whose body of work affects us today, that's disheartening. That's really disheartening.
Agreed. I don't even have it was when my wife told me about it. I'm like, nah, I ain't here. And I watched the video, and I'm just like, what? He a decent human.
A decent human. This man walked across the James Pettis Bridge when he was about to kill these people. A decent human.
The civil rights movement, all of that, and it's just like he was just a decent human. What? But I mean, I don't know. I feel like people like that are disconnected, maybe.
So let me ask you this, because when I hear her, I feel like this is a female who maybe has had some issues that triggered her in her personal life, with maybe her own father, and she said me, and she directed it personally to her. Like when you hear females who are just railing in on this idea as a man, like what do you think about that? Like, men in the black community have this kind of reputation for having they'll cheat. And does that make them a bad person because they cheat? Do you like having that reputation? Are people assuming that about you?
No, but you can't stop them from assuming that, because they gonna place whatever stigma they done been through. It's gonna get placed on all of us regardless.
But what if you a really honest man? Or is there an honest man? Martin Luther King was a reverend. He married a beautiful woman who had a bunch of beautiful babies for him, right?
Yeah.
Is there such thing as one that won't cheat?
Yeah.
What does it take? What does it take?
For a man not to cheat?
Yes, what does it take? What does it take?
Being strong to resist temptations.
If I'm a low vibrating woman and I'm really having issues with myself, and I'm like, I'm just out here, man. I'm just out here, and I'm just spreading it all over the place. Well, what if, as a man, having women come at them and, what is it that you thinking inside yourself, especially if you are a person like Martin Luther King, to have a woman have a reaction like that? Like, that's insane to me. I cannot discredit Dr. King's body of work because of his infidelities. I cannot. And that was in a different era when men could have two whole families if they wanted to, and it was not as viewed as harshly as it is today. Like,
yeah, I watched a video. This lady was saying, she was real older lady, and she was just saying how basically, like, you find out your man got a mistress. She said that ain't a mistress, that's just his other woman. Now either you could leave But you been happy all this time. You ain't been sad. You ain't went without nothing. Ain't wanted for nothing. What's the issue? And it sound kind of messed up, but she was just, that was her take on it.
That those are women of a different era, though.
Absolutely.
And yes, in those times, it did behoove you to stay in your marriage and then come outside and be divorced. Right? Because that was frowned upon for women, period, of a certain age, let alone, you know what I mean, being out here with no partner.
Was that good, though?
What? To get a divorce?
No, to stay in those situations.
I think it was, emotionally damaging, but as most things that we kind of persevered over and found resilience in pain, we figured out how to find resilience in that. Especially when, just it just always just blows my mind, because it's like, how do we reduce everything that Martin Luther King did to his infidelities now?
So you was cheating. You ain't shit because you was cheating.
How do we do that? But then does it mean, okay, now it's an indictment on his character because he was a liar and a deceiver to his wife, so he a liar? Like, what is that? Like, what are we doing with that we taking this next leap to?
You know what's crazy, though? Men deal with that every day. To women, if you cheat, you like the scum of the earth. It don't matter how good of a father you are, how hard you work. That don't matter if you cheat. I think she's actually just putting out there what regular men every day go through. But because he's Martin Luther King, it's like it gets overlooked. And she's just putting that same energy off on him that we take every day.
But don't get me wrong. If you cheating and it's a problem, it's because your pattern of lying and deceiving. So you can sit here and act like you still lying and deceiving. And if somebody's really hurt about it, you really manipulated and lied and deceived in your pattern of cheating, which you probably didn't have to do.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cheating is the kryptonite.
Of what?
Of the black man.
Of the black man.
Look,
Why though?
Because like she just said, she explained all this good stuff.
You a great boss,
very angrily. She explained it very angrily too. She acted like she was mad he was all those good things.
But you ain't shit because you cheated.
She was triggered. Something else was happening there.
Cheating, the word cheating is triggering.
I'm saying she had a personal opinion that kind of hijacked that a little bit, but
maybe. But that personal opinion is really like the energy from most women. Are
black men not tired of having this reputation? Are you not tired?
It don't matter if you cheat or not. You gonna have that reputation.
But are you not tired of it? Because black women are tired of being called angry.
It don't matter if we tired of it. How
does
stop. Us being tired of it? I can't speak
for everybody. I don't want to be called an angry black woman anymore. So are y'all gonna get tired of being a cheating?
If we tired of it, what can we do about that?
Change.
No, see, you not listening. We're called that
regardless.
Immediately. It don't matter.
Because y'all don't feed into it.
Since I've been 13 years old, I done heard black men are dogs. Since I was a kid, I ain't know shit about cheating at 13. But that's the narrative that's placed on us. As soon as we born, that's one of the narratives placed on us. So did you step into the dog role,
or did you say, nah, I'm going to show you?
My mama wasn't even allowing me to do that. You can only bring one girl home. If that's your girlfriend, that's your girlfriend. You ain't bringing multiples in. I ain't even had a space to do none of that. But it shouldn't matter. Like, why is that placed on you immediately?
I'm not going to ask the question that I want to ask, which is, what do you cheat? But I'm not going to put you on the spot like that, but... Won't you want to just step out of the road if you don't like it, if it's not befitting, if there are some
it don't matter. You can ask me that question, but it don't matter. Like, if I don't cheat, that has nothing to do with the next person saying black men cheat.
It does.
No, it don't.
Representation
I
matters.
can say all day, I'm not that person.
Now, if y'all keep messing with the same dude, it don't matter.
It don't matter. Y'all gonna
representation don't matter if you keep messing with the same dude.
The same
what you mean,
type
the
of
same
dude.
type, or we all messing with the same
type? Y'all know what be going
on. Both of them.
Well, I mean, sometimes you don't know no better. If your brothers was cheaters, if the men you knew was cheaters, then you come to think
you see this?
That's what it is. Because ain't nobody ever told you.
Was cheating,
but if men stop promoting it, like I feel like I even see little baby boys. Look at he a player. He is an infant. Who is he playing in his pamper?
He probably got playing basketball.
Already. No.
And women don't feed into that too. Oh, he gonna be a little heartbreaker. He gonna be blah, blah, blah.
It was a lady who put like, I think they were henna tattoos on her baby and like dressed him up and kind of had him looking in that way that we see like rappers out with tattoos to the neck and the like big dreads. Anyway, and people were just like roasting her for doing that. And my thing is that, you know, when you're small and you have, you know, and people are influencing you and you have no control over that, that's one thing. But when you grow up and can make some decisions for yourself, why do you step into the role and be like, yeah, I am going to be a player. Look at me. I am a player, actually. 2 girls gave me their numbers, so that means I can get 4.
You act like men are the only people that cheat.
Women cheat too.
Y'all just not perceived. Y'all not perceived like y'all cheat though.
I just think it's a different type of cheating.
Can you explain it?
We just don't dig into they shit like they dig into ours.
What do you mean dig into what? The cheating?
We don't really go searching for y'all bullshit. When
y'all
be
just
cheating,
go to the
we
next.
don't go searching for it like that. And we feel it too. Like, she probably cheating.
How you? But that's a feeling. That's not
the same. What y'all call it? Women's intuition. Yeah, men got that shit too. We just don't go digging through stuff most of the time.
You can have a feeling about something, and if you strongly feel like, oh, I got a feeling, and then I need to go on their phone, and obviously you seeing some things that's giving you more than it's some patterns. It's not just a gut feeling that's happening.
Well, then y'all ain't got no feelings either. Then y'all just chasing patterns, cause that's what y'all always say. Yeah, you switched up what you was doing. Then that wasn't no intuition. Y'all just saw the pattern change.
In some cases, yes, that is. But if you're an intuitive person, yeah, you can read somebody.
Right
into them.
And men do the same thing.
Some men are intuitive as well.
We just don't be
but we not
digging into it like that.
My question was, if that's such a common thing, why is that a label that you want to keep carrying? Unless you want it.
I tell people all the time I don't cheat. I can't stop nobody from saying black men are cheaters. It ain't gonna matter. They gonna say what they want to say, especially if they brother cheated.
You've never cheated on a woman before.
Yeah, I'm talking about my wife. Have I cheated? But yeah.
Would you call yourself a cheater?
No.
But now you're monogamous. Was you a player in the past?
No.
Heavy on the ER, huh?
No, I was like a
serial monogamous.
Yeah.
Go in deep for about a year and then
lover boy.
No, yeah. I was in it until they messed something up.
Till they messed up.
Yeah.
Then you was for the streets.
It's for the streets.
Then why can't you be the spokesperson for the guys who don't want to cheat?
I could be, but I can't make them do nothing.
Just be the spokesperson, not influence. Be an influencer, not a person who makes somebody do something. If Kevin Samuels can be an influencer for that type of guy, why can't you be the influencer for the guys who don't cheat and love their wife and celebrate monogamy?
I do.
How so?
I mean, any question get asked about my wife, I'm always talking about it.
You don't promote like black love and look at me and my wife and couple goals. I mean, that kind of stuff where it's normalized.
He do that, I think. You feel like you do that?
What?
Like couple goals.
I don't try.
We normalize cheating and playing out and slinky links and all of that.
I don't intentionally.
We right?
No,
we normalized it, right?
We as in
Right.
consumers of social media.
Consumers of life. Consumers of air, H2O.
I swear, if they shut social media down, people will go right
You
back
know
to
what's
being
the
normal.
crazy thing? No,
You a motherfucking
you
lie.
know what's crazy about everything you
You a
saying?
lie.
Gucci will go out of business.
You say why?
I got a question about social media too. Go ahead.
You said why do we if we don't want that label, why we keep on cheating, right?
No, I said if you don't want that label, why don't you do anything to correct it? If you're not cheaters,
To correct it,
it's
I mean
a
you gotta not
stereotype.
cheat, right?
If it's a stereotype and it's negatively and miscorrectly assigned to black men, my thing is, why don't you do what it takes to change that narrative? Because most what I hear is we players. He a player, my son a player, my son in the stomach a player. A player is a pimp.
Pushing P.
They pushing P. Pushing P. I didn't know that's what the P was. That P was something else. So when is that gonna change? When are men not gonna be players and be gentlemen?
Boy, y'all stop sleeping with men in relationships.
So women should stop sleeping with men.
In relationships.
Women should stop sleep. If we want to correct the behavior, we should stop sleeping with y'all.
With men in relationships.
So if we want to correct the behavior,
Cheating take two
we
people.
gotta
Cheating take two people.
we gotta withhold.
All men ain't lying.
Y'all gonna straighten up if we withhold.
What you just say? Martin Luther King had all this celebrity and women just gonna throw themselves at him.
He was a charismatic, good-looking young man
And
in the
women
South.
was just throwing themselves
And he was
at
an
him.
alpha.
They
Come
knew he
on.
was married, right?
But because
Women just throwing themselves
because
at him.
those women were in that vibration, he made his own free will choices.
What you say? It's hard. Then you say it's hard.
It is hard.
But if y'all know this man married, why y'all throwing y'allself at him?
I can't answer
Make
to
it
that.
hard for him.
I
Let's make it hard for him.
I don't sleep with married men, so I can't answer to why a woman would sleep with a married man.
Let's make it hard for him.
I don't sleep with married men, so I can't answer that question.
With them.
Exactly.
It's a lot of women out here sleeping with married men. I just
Men in relationships, all of that.
None of them.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't.
What's your question, Deuce?
Hey, boy. Finally, a little spicy. I missed y'all, man.
Like they don't give us these titles.
I
Then
missed
ask
y'all, man.
why we can't get rid of it.
I didn't give not one black man the title of a player. I would love to see a gentleman. I want to see a gentleman.
You looking at one?
Okay, show me 10 more. Well, I'm sure you're a gentleman.
Thank you. I try.
I don't know about you. I can't. You are a gentleman.
Thank you.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, you go to his house. It ain't no hospitality. I don't know if you're a gentleman.
You're probably civil and polite.
I'm a gentleman.
You a gentleman?
Yeah, to the wife.
Okay.
Well,
at least one
only for one. Only one woman. The
okay,
wife or
at
two.
least one
Mom
woman
and
can
the
get
mom
it.
and the
Yeah,
wife.
mom and the
That's
wife.
At
it.
least two. Okay, that's cool.
So, you brought up social media. I just had a quick little random question to lighten it up. So if everybody participated in social media and showed their actual life, would the world be a better place or a worse place?
Ooh, worse.
You think so?
Heck yeah.
Let's get it. Go ahead. Go. Why?
I think we put our best forward on social media. Even if it's a somber thing, it's still people are showing the highlight reels of their life. They're showing when they're looking good, they feeling good going to work, they not feeling good, but they motivated. You know, I look at social media and I see people putting forward what they want them to see. I know it takes me a ton of time to edit a video, so I'm putting forth what I want people to see, right? So these are the highlight reels of what are created
That's the problem.
for people to see.
Highlight reel.
Highlight
All we
reels.
show is the good stuff.
Yeah.
We don't show the struggle, the bad we go through. All of that we don't show it. So you got all these people chasing the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Y'all know what's funny?
And to me, that's the problem. I think if people was, if you saw the struggle that other people was going through, you might feel better about where you at in your life.
Yeah.
And I think that would make the world a better place. I don't think it would make it worse.
Yeah. You see somebody pull up in a Jag and you're like, man, that car is beautiful. Yeah, but their car note is $1,000 a month.
True.
So, but you're saying it would make you're saying it would make the world worse.
I feel like if we all were true and honest about who we were and what we really went through, you would see that it is not as peaches and cream as we are leading everyone to believe. We are all
but isn't that a good thing?
What?
But wouldn't that be a good thing to show the world that everything isn't peaches and cream? You don't have to try to reach this standard of just perfectness. Like, don't you think that seeing that $1,000 note on that Jag, don't you think that'll put things into perspective? Like, damn, yeah, that's a nice car, but do I really want that? You know, or do I just, you know?
I think honesty hurts some people's feelings, and you know, we want to aspire to things, and I like seeing some stuff on there because it's like, well, I didn't know that exists. I didn't know that type of dream home existed, so now I can aspire to want that. But I feel like we are, every time the true voice of the human comes out in some social media platforms, it's bad. Twitter is bad. You say good morning and people, you know, we just are still healing and struggling with stuff. And I feel like on some platforms, that fakeness and just, no, it's all great. No, gym shoes should cost $1,000. Since when?
Yeah, I think we need to see the struggle. I think it'll make the world better if people could see the struggle and know it's okay to be in that struggle phase.
Yeah, I agree. I think what social media is now is unrealistic expectations, and that brings pressure, you know, unneeded pressure, which brings bullying, which brings depression, which brings a bunch of
I
bullshit.
think it's just marketing. I think if you get so many followers, then social media starts to come at you a different kind of way. I think that it is largely a platform to sell something, period. Meta, all of them, Twitter, all of them are platforms to sell something. Because if you don't log in, Meta is Facebook, Instagram, and I forget what the other one, but it's the universe of all of those platforms are under the name Meta now. And it'll start linking your stuff too. Like, it keeps saying, you want to link your Facebook to your TikTok? You want to link your TikTok to your IG? Like, all of that stuff wants to sync all of our information in, because if you are not constantly tuned into it, where it's selling you something, we selling stuff to each other, companies are selling stuff to us. If we stop logging into that, our phones will start saying, hey,
Remember me?
hey, check out what such and such is doing. This person posted for the first time in a long time. Like, that's to sell us stuff. If I say I like a product, I'm going to see it on my Instagram feed.
Yeah.
If I say depression, I'm going to see a video about depression on my YouTube feed. You think that's coincidental?
Nah. They listening.
Now, how do y'all feel? we going rant. I'm rogue today, baby. I am rogue. Now, how do you guys feel about like it's like an employees shortage, right? Are y'all hearing about this? Or are you noticing that like
everybody hiring?
Everybody's hiring. You go into places that it's only one person working. Mm-hmm. They got signs up. Oh, we're closed. Not enough staff. Are y'all seeing this stuff?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about the possibility of like robots taking all of these jobs? Good, bad, indifferent?
They hiring fellas.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Are they paying people? Like, people wasn't coming back to work because they said I was only making $10 an hour. I was overworked, underpaid.
Gas
Why
$5.
should I come? Right, gas is $5. It's some change right now.
Ooh, gas is
Hey,
smacking.
y'all paying people.
$8 and some change an hour. They need to pay people. That was the only way people were coming back to work. I see more places saying signing bonus $18 an hour. And it's like, well, the prevailing wage, I guess now is between $15 and $18 an hour for people just to live.
What's minimum wage?
I think it's like
I think
10.
it's 13.
Is it 13?
I think so. Because it was supposed to have been going up and eventually get to like 15, I think. So I think it's at like, I don't want to lie. I think it's at like 13 though.
But that's not even a living wage. Like, where can you live making $13 an hour? And heaven forbid you have children. How can you eat? Like, how can you live? Like, you cannot.
That's why ain't nobody going
The
to
bus
work.
costs like for a round trip is over $5 to just get to work. You gotta have at least $6 just to catch the bus to get to work. That's craziness. I feel like these companies need to pay people for their labor. And when they do get them in these jobs, treat people like humans. I heard Amazon, some of the conditions that people are complaining about in Amazon. And it's like, well, then when you do get them in spaces, are you treating them right? Like, this is ridiculous. Nah, people don't want to go back to work because you're not paying them. You're not giving them health insurance. And you just want the labor, low-cost labor. Pay them.
So should we just go to robots? Because it seems like nobody wants to work these jobs. Even the people that's working these jobs, they seem like they don't want these jobs.
If I walk into a Burger King and they got robots in there working, I'm going to walk back out.
Really?
I don't think it's going to be a robot. I think it's going to be like touchscreen stuff.
Well, they already
But
got the touchscreen at McDonald's.
Right.
The kiosk.
What you mean? Where you just touch it and the...
No,
They got a kiosk.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can
order
order
your
from,
food on the
I
touchscreen.
think that's the soft introduction.
I'm okay
Yep.
with that part. But if I look
That's
back
the intro,
there,
bro.
If I look back there and this robot's chefing, I'm going to just go cook my own food.
Look at Walmart. Walmart introduced self-checkout lines.
Yeah.
Now
They're almost
all
majority self-checkout.
Self-checkout. So the soft introduction says everything. My family, I had folks who worked in production companies that handmade things. And I told my brother, I was like, you better learn how to work the robots that are going to replace these jobs, because all of this is going to be automated in a minute. This was a really old plan at the time. I said, you better learn how to work those robots that are going to replace y'all. And within maybe 7 years, they did start automating things. Look at the automobile industry. Like, they are automating a lot of those jobs. So I think you just need to learn how to work those robots, because if y'all don't want to do it, it's cheaper labor. They don't have to pay the robots.
Them robots can work
Just
all
shift
day
that
and
tech.
night.
Shift that
they
job.
don't complain. It's funny that how you say, I'm just going to cook my food at home. Quick story. My dad said he pulled up to McDonald's to, get something to eat after work. Say he was in this long line. He gets to the window. They say, we only taking DoorDash orders.
Oh, I hate when they do that.
He say, what? He said, excuse me? Like, I just waited in this line this long. Maybe you should cook at home. He said, excuse me? Excuse me? I said, maybe you should cook at home. And
at a McDonald's?
That's why a robot finna replace you and your attitude. And I'm gonna be cooking at home. And you too.
Yikes.
I don't think some of these jobs, definitely for Americans.
No, I just think the jobs are abusing people.
Oh, exactly. Definitely.
But you don't take that out.
Definitely.
McDonald's is a tough place to work. Like,
Yeah,
fast
I
food,
worked
period,
there
is
as a young
tough.
buck.
You don't
And
take
if you
that
get
out on me,
a
though.
horrible manager on top of that horrible job,
You don't take that out on the customer, though.
when it's really bad, you do find people who take it out on the customer.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
you shouldn't, though.
you should not. but those organizations should take care of their labor.
That shit would have blew me. I would have been blue.
I'd have been on the phone. Who owned this franchise? Who was the franchise owner?
I would have been blue.
And they wouldn't have did nothing.
The one by me is like that.
$500 worth of food that day just to make up for work. Like I would have been blue. I would have been blue.
To me, I feel like it's the McDonald's, the Popeyes, both of them. They're not supposed to be closed at 8 o'clock, but after 8 o'clock, no, they're not serving food. I don't know what they
COVID done changed everything. No, like
yes, it did.
Service with pre-COVID and post-COVID is a completely different.
They lock the lobby up. Nah, the lobby just closed, and we just take it like, oh, okay. Back in the day, lock a business when they supposed to be open.
It'd be a damn pick right.
Calling the police. I see they in there, but the door is locked.
And Popeyes always got 15 cars in the drive-thru because y'all don't let nobody in the inside. It's like, man.
We ain't got wings. We don't got spicy. And we don't got biscuits. What do you
You know what's
have?
crazy about the wing shortage thing? I watched Cat
Yeah, I
Williams
saw
on
that.
comedy
Yeah, I saw
shows.
that.
This fool, he is a fool. But that is
But
an
that
interesting
makes
point,
sense.
though. Like, how you out of wings but got a
Hella
lot of
thighs.
thighs? Like, they come 2 and 2 on the chicken. So if
It
them
don't
two
make
gone, them
sense.
2 should be gone. It is definitely make you think about it.
Maybe they maybe it's like that hybrid chicken where they growing some
Exactly.
chicken that just
Yeah.
grows wings.
Oh
Wouldn't
yeah,
that be
just grows
It's
thighs. Just not no wing, that motherfucker big breasted as hell. Big breasted ass chicken, no wings.
cage.
Hella thighs and breasts though.
Like when people were trying to get on KFC and showing them pictures of the beakless chickens.
Man,
Could you
oh.
imagine seeing a picture of a chicken that was just all
With no
wings?
All wings.
I
All
would
wings.
never eat chicken
Oh,
again.
boy.
That would be the end of
Chicken
chicken
got
in my
6
life.
wings.
Come on, man.
Still can't fly.
Chicken is my. We being
Thighs
stereotypical,
look like
but
you
I
got a
love chicken.
BBL. Get out of here.
I ain't gonna fuck my chicken. All
What
right?
else
I love me some chicken. Oh man.
It's funny, in the South they call chickens the barnyard pimp.
Why is that?
Because the chicken walks around the barn and struts, I don't know. It's just a funny, because they have restaurants where the chicken looks like a pimp.
Like Harold's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But he's chasing the chicken.
Hey, these places they treat their customers like anything. That's
They
what
do.
I do try to cook at home. 'Cause
Man.
they treat their customers like anything.
Like you bothering them.
Oh man.
That would have pissed me off.
I hate when they stop to stock a shelf when I'm trying to check out. Like, are y'all selling things or displaying things in here? Like, if this isn't for sale.
When you in the store try to get something and they act like you in their way, like I'm trying to spend money. Like,
Right.
all right, so y'all want to talk on this little brownie thing, or should we? What y'all think?
I don't care nothing about Brownie and his girlfriend.
Me neither.
Me
But-
neither. Not really.
He's a
neither.
baby.
Yeah.
Leave him
Yeah,
alone.
Hey, leave him
he's
alone.
17, 18.
Let him have his little
Like,
snow
come on
bunny.
now.
Cut it out.
I don't know why they.
He like what he like. Why y'all mad?
But I did.
Because he's supposed to create a black family with all that money he got and stuff.
'Cause where's the book that
I
says
did
this?
see that. I did see.
You know how y'all feel.
Yeah, you do.
I can't be in
How
that
y'all
community of
You ain't
y'all.
part of that.
feel. Of y'all. You ain't gonna be with the
I'm
y'all.
not in that
part of-
y'all
you ain't
community.
part of
I'm
the
in
black
other
women.
y'all community.
Not with that one.
I just feel like some of these rules that we put on ourselves within the black community that are black norms are not working to our benefit. It works to keep us in spaces that will not allow us to grow to our truest potential, and saying we don't do these things, all these norms in the black community are not all the best. Look at this formula shortage. When I had kids back in the day,
I seen an
I was
interesting
told-
take on that too. But
you just give your baby some Wilson cream. Not formula. Cream. Cream. Because that's what her generation did. No, ma'am. We don't give them cream. We give them this fortified special baby milk so that they
Right.
can grow and
Yeah.
their brains can develop. I don't know what was happening with the brains that was just
Eating
drinking
cream.
sweet cream with a little water mixed in there. But that's how those people had to survive. So
Right,
when you
they-
think about what we had to do to be resilient, to survive, but when are we going to start to let go of some of those rules that are working against us?
That is a great question. And do we know? Can we name some of the unspoken rules of black people that are just
Working against us?
that's working against us? That's old as hell.
CP time. Get rid of it. Be on
It's-
time.
Yeah.
That's,
I
that's
say
a
that and I
great
was
one.
late today, but
Hey, but it's
Late
still,
every day.
it's still
Late every day. It's okay.
I'm late every time because this is far.
So we got
That mean you
CP
gotta
time.
leave
We
a little
need.
earlier.
We got CP
I can't
time.
control what happens between
She
here
just likes
and
to be
Bronxville.
stylishly a little late. That's
it's
all.
really the traffic.
Make
But,
a grand entrance.
You got any more unspoken rules? Don't date a white person. We already know that one. I don't know if I had to say it or not. I'm breaking that one. If y'all didn't know, not dating but married. Hold
What's
on.
your rule?
It's another. It's plenty of.
I can't think of none at the moment.
I had
don't
one I
know.
was just thinking of before. Oh, no snitching. Stop
Yeah.
snitching. Even
That's
though y'all
trash.
snitch, why is it a rule if y'all do it? I don't
Talking
get
on
that
the phone
shit.
in a thunderstorm, taking a shower in a thunderstorm.
Nah. See,
Those are old rules,
yeah,
but
you going
they're still
back.
abide by some people.
with the iPhone. You said don't take what?
They won't talk on the phone if it's a thunderstorm.
You know when they used to have landlines.
Oh.
Like, couldn't be on the phone.
Well,
if it was a
everybody got an
thunderstorm.
iPhone now, so
It
Right.
don't matter. It
Phones are
don't-
cellular.
So you
these
still
days.
don't talk on the phone during a thunderstorm on your
No,
on your phone?
no. It's older people,
Oh,
but
okay.
those are older rules that I would like to see that go away.
Can we talk about the no snitching and how dumb that is? Or
I
stop
think it doesn't
snitching?
work to our benefit. It just doesn't work to our benefit.
Hating on police officers or hating on people's professions if it's not quote unquote black.
Or speaking black. What is speaking black?
Speaking white actually is the thing.
Yeah, that's
You
what it's
talk
called.
like a
You
white
talk white.
person.
Yeah, you talk white. Yep.
I get it, but
That's what needs to go though.
let me tell you, I
sound like a
learned
white
about
person.
this. I learned about this term, code switching.
Code. Yeah, that.
When you
Yeah.
can switch, right?
I thought we all switch.
No.
We do. I didn't know that there was a term for it.
Well, I
I
thought
know
most of us did.
we had how you spoke inside your home with your family and how you spoke in the company of white people. In my world, you know, when we were at home, we spoke more familiar with each other. You was gonna hear the N word. We were just familiar with each other. But when we were outside, you spoke with better diction, and you spoke like you had some sense, or you just did not speak. Now they consider
And
that
Punk, you say you don't code switch.
you don't code switch
Yeah.
I code switch like a motherfucker.
all the
No,
time.
I'm saying
Like a mother.
All
You
the
don't
time.
even know I'm this.
You
I don't
said-
sound shit like
All the
this at
time.
work.
you said don't we all, and I'm like nah. Some of us just be out here talking.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, we
That
don't
is
know
true.
how code switch, and I
That
don't.
is true.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
No,
because
not
I
at
feel
all.
like
For
people
you.
should be who they are. But I don't think it's the code switching is kind of it's be professional. I can't run a business and I'm like, yeah, what up, my boy? Where you feeling? No, like that's not every establishment. Not for that. There's nothing wrong with being professional.
But also, I feel like when we're encouraged to show up as our true authentic self, that's another thing that is popular, that they want folks to show up as their true authentic self. And I know me personally, for a long time, I would be really insecure about my southern drawl, my diction. My grandmother and grandfather would be like, you got to learn how to speak the King's English, darling. And so I grew up, you know, where I heard more of a southern drawl, and I like the way that sounds. I like to talk real country. Actually.
I
But
got teased for that as a
people-
kid.
I don't know if
You
I
get
like it.
teased
I
about
think
it.
automatically it's just how I'll talk. You know.
But I like that about me now, whereas it was something that I felt like I needed to work on and constantly
Be
police
mindful
myself of and choose my words. And it's like, but I'm not showing up as myself, and I like the way I speak. I like that I put a little y'all and twang in it, and that's how I want to go from here on out. I'm not changing that anymore.
So no more code switching at work.
Well, I'm still gonna be professional. Like people I'm more familiar with, they see a different side of me than people I'm just professional, you know. But some of the things about the way I speak, no, this is how I'm gonna show up. I'm showing up like this. I'm probably gonna say some slang. I'm gonna stumble over my words, and it's gonna be a southern draw to it. Deal with it. Deal with it. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. It just means that's how I speak.
I heard that. One more unspoken rule.
Oh,
you go ahead.
Frank's hot sauce. Let me debunk this thing. What kind of hot sauce is in your refrigerator? Or do you have hot sauce in your refrigerator?
Louisiana.
Same.
Louisiana?
Yeah.
Frank's, Louisiana, and it's another one that we love. Sriracha.
Don't nobody like no sriracha.
Try sriracha, and I
I've
swear
had it.
you're not going.
I got Tabasco in my
No,
cabinet.
not the best.
I don't
Sriracha,
like sriracha
sauce. It's pure. It's hot. It's the best hot sauce to me.
To
It
you,
doesn't
I
have
don't
that
like it.
vinegary kind of. And we just get those hot sauces because that's what.
Nah, I like
Unspoken rule.
I like hot
Unspoken
stuff, so
rule.
I done tried a lot of hot sauces and.
But what's
How
your
y'all-
tried
How
and
y'all
true?
feel about habanero sauce?
I like habanero.
It's
sauces.
tasty, but man,
I like
it
ghost
burns.
pepper.
That
Ghost
thing
pepper is
burn
hot.
you up.
Carolina Reapers.
I can't go
like,
that hot. I can't go that
It's
hot.
so many other kind of hot sauces. I'm like, but we just do Frank's, Louisiana. I cannot remember the other
Sometimes
one.
it's okay to do what's good to you.
But we won't ever even know about these things.
I mean, maybe not, but I done tried other hot sauces.
We all
I
use
like
the same
Louisiana,
seasoning.
like,
Old Bay, Lowry's. This just the same
See,
stuff.
I'm not that
Not all the
I ain't
time,
that
but
person.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It is our go-tos. They must be in the cabinet. The Lowry's.
You don't have
or
Lowry's
the
in your cabinet right now?
Definitely.
Lemon pepper and seasoning sauce.
Absolutely.
Do you buy any other lemon pepper besides Lowry's?
Yes, I will.
Do you?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll
don't.
try a McCormick sometime or something else, mixing in with a little bit extra. Anyways, then you know, black folks talking about seasoning. You know, that's what we do. That's the hell we do. God damn it.
We brand loyal and don't even know why.
Yeah, we do need to stop that. We do need to stop that blindfold loyalness that we
brand
get. We
loyal
got
for no reason.
we got
My
some
grandma
dumb
bought
blind
this
loyalties.
hot sauce, so I'm gonna continue and never
Hey,
try another
sometimes
hot
them
sauce.
recipes gotta stick. You can't be
Yeah,
trying
yes,
other
yes,
stuff in the
recipes, yes,
It just ain't gonna
yes,
work.
I
yeah.
agree. I
But some,
agree.
we do got
This-
some blind
You gotta-
But we
stuff
don't
that we just
venture
need to be
out.
like.
Nah, I feel
Why
you.
got
is
it.
Kool-Aid still in business?
That ain't just.
Why is
people
Kool-Aid?
buy-
There are
It's-
still Kool-Aid
It's more than
packets.
but
In
it's
2022?
it's more than just the package though. Like they got the powder you
I'm
put
just
in a
talking about the
5-gallon
package.
jug. They just give you another option. We always gonna drink Kool-Aid.
Why?
Why not?
It's not.
Why not? It's a
ain't
cheap.
healthy.
It's a cheap. What is though? Hawaiian Punch ain't healthy. Pop
Water.
ain't healthy. Exactly. Well, that's. But we not
gotta
saying why Coke still in business.
We need to.
We not.
We
You
do,
know we
'cause it
ain't
can
asking
melt
about the rest
battery
of
acid
them.
off of your battery.
It does. But
Yeah,
you know
we
we
might be loyal to them,
too.
we not
We-
asking about
right.
them though.
We loyal to them too. We need to be stop.
Don't
You
be
think
don't be
you-
bringing up Kool-Aid.
I'm just saying Kool-Aid cannot be good for you. Kool-Aid,
None
that
of
powder.
it is. Pop not good for you.
That
We drink
I'm
it.
just talking about that powder.
That
I-
The
I
powder
ain't
in those packets that you
Franklin.
make 2 quarts of juice now I'm not dogging Kool-Aid because we had Kool-Aid, but I'm like that was dangerous.
We survived.
And then we put all that.
But then look how much better we could have been if we didn't have to survive fighting
don't-
Kool-Aid.
You don't think infamy dangerous? Why not just do breast milk?
You want to go?
Can you repeat that?
You want to go there?
Can you repeat
I'm
that?
just asking
Can you repeat that,
questions.
please?
Come on,
Cause we
repeat
talking
it.
about dangerous stuff.
Okay.
Repeat that.
Say it
Repeat
again.
that for the camera, because it was off.
I don't know if I want to touch
Mm.
that. I was saying
Yeah,
this
we
is
here.
we was talking about
Come on,
Kool-Aid
Cletus.
and this
Come
and
on,
being
Cletus.
dangerous and all of that.
Just the powder, not the jammers, not the pouches.
So I
not
said,
the,
is
just the powder.
Enfamil dangerous? Because they just had a recall on a lot of it too. Especially considering that for most women, you are the source for all that they're trying to put in Enfamil.
So I'll touch on that. The best milk for babies is said to be a woman's breast milk, point blank and period. If she's a
It's
healthy
said
woman,
to be?
yes. If she's a healthy woman and she's producing
So you don't think
milk
that's
for her
true?
baby, I think it's true also because both of my children, I breastfed them for not the whole first year, but a significant portion of their first year. And then we transitioned to formula because I was also a working mother and I couldn't keep up the breastfeeding. So formula allowed me to feed them outside of my breast because I didn't live in a society where I could just stay at home and breastfeed. Now, when I hear men questioning a woman's production of milk,
Oh, I ain't question that.
when they ask about why not just breastfeed, please understand every woman's journey with breastfeeding is
Oh,
different.
no, absolutely.
Some women have issues that don't allow them to fully express milk the way that would help for their baby. And it's a blessing to have that alternative for them. And when it gets dangerous, like with all of these milk recalls, then that's a problem because so many babies are fed by this milk and so many women and family depend on this product to be safe. Now, I think Enfamil was safe because that was the milk my babies went on. And they grew up to be strong, healthy individuals in their own right. I don't know what's in them now. I don't know why they're being recalled now. But when I hear people just going in on, well, why don't these women just breastfeed? That's what your breast was made for. Well, why some men have issues with their testicles and they can't make enough sperm to reproduce? Because everybody's body is different.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I do think formula can be a safe alternative to breast milk.
Okay.
I agree.
I
agree,
don't have no
goddammit.
argument. I was just curious.
He just had a snarky.
I was asking
He just had a snarky question.
My
to get at
my
you.
kids